Morning all, tcDetects back out again. We are on the field behind me, which been on a few weeks ago. This was the field that has a bridle way that runs through the middle of it. Some telegraph lines run that way and that way. Over at the far side you have some wind turbines, and I had the route was reverse route on it on the morning, and then the Quest V80 in the afternoon. If you remember, Quest was really struggling with what appeared to be EMI issues. So I'm going to try it again because the Quest has had an update. So I'm going to see if the update to the Quest makes any difference when it comes to sort of stability while it's running. I'm hoping it does, because I do like the machine, but like anything else, you know, confidence and stability are sort of key when it comes to metal detectors. Certainly in the past I've given up on some where just haven't had that level of confidence. So I'm hoping that Quest, and I'm not going to get rid of it just yet or anything like that, so I'm going to give it some time. I'm hoping that Quest can resolve some of those issues, because I do like the design of the machine. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on. Should mention as well, it's absolutely freezing, so how long we stay out is questionable. But yeah, so we're going to hit the bridle way, sort of wander down towards the bottom end of the field, which is where the EMI seemed to be at its worst, and then cross that way where the field, where the EMI wasn't as bad, just to see how it performs now with an update. Right, crack on, see what the first decent find. So I'm just under the telegraph lines. Well, sure, they're telegraph lines, which are heading that way. The wind turbines are over there. Telegraph lines aren't very high from an EMI point of view. There are some, but not very significant, not like power lines. As you can see, I've got the Quest running in field. I haven't touched anything on the settings, and in HyperQ, just so complete standard from that point of view. It's got the newest software on it, which I think is 3.32, whatever the newest is. You can hear it already starting to, and I'm not moving, it didn't move. It's windy, but what the fuck would wind do to it? If anybody thinks that it's falsing because I've got the cable loose or anything like that, completely standard cable. In fact, it's even tied down at the bottom here, so there shouldn't be any falsing from a cable point of view. And this is what, as soon as I start swinging it, it is chattering everywhere. Every swing, chatter, 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 chatter. This is what was happening last time. I'm going to try and play with the settings, see if it improves, but can't swing a detector like that. I mean, I've got 75 from a sensitivity point of view. That doesn't feel high. I mean, that's 75% of maximum sensitivity. How much is it supposed to, do you want it to come down before you start really worrying about losing depth on it? That's not, I can hear how that is. I'm moving away from the telegraph lines. So they're over there now, and I'm here. Detector's not even moving. This sort of level of stability in a normal stubble field, and I would add that a normal stubble field at the Versa, another multi-frequency machine, didn't have any issues with. Got the Versa in the car with me, may well end up getting it back out at this rate. I'm going to now just try and play with the settings, get it to run quiet, but I have to say that's pretty awful. Certainly no better than it was last time, despite the improvements, in theory, the improvements in stability in the new software. Alright, first signal is down there. Apologies for any wind noise, it is very windy and very cold. Uh, 44, 45, pretty stable from that point of view. From about, I think I dug out about 6 inches, so it's somewhere in the first sort of scoopful, as it were. I've knocked the V80 down to about 60 sensitivity, which is definitely helping with the stability issues. Although, and this may be psychologically, maybe Quest can chime in here, but 60 seems too low from my point of view. That maybe the sensitivity needs recalibrating, but I wouldn't run any other detector at such a low sensitivity. My sort of standard is around 80, except that's a bit sparky maybe for some, but 60 seems far too low to get it to run stable. I mean, look, it's still sparky even at 60. Anyway, signal I'm going to dig. Let's find out what it is. Try and do this live, seeing as the camera's already going and it's already out. Ah, looks like a button or a coin. What it got? There we go. And we have eyes are watering. It's that cold and windy. Looks like a thin coin, maybe a farthing or something like that. This is the frustration with this machine. The stability issues are off-putting, but it does find stuff. When I had it out in pasture in the previous video, on a few coins in places that I didn't think should be still any coins around. Is that a button? I don't know. It might be a thin button, or it might be a farthing. But yeah, it found that it found pretty easily, stable when it hit the actual target. Shame about the stability in general. You can see how cold it is, stroke has been. Can't even ease. Look how thick that ice is. Jesus. Ground itself, probably the first inch is a bit frosty and icy, so it can be difficult to get through it a little bit, but not too bad. But the worst thing at the minute, apart from the Quest playing up, is there is a significant sort of breeze coming across. The wind chill is pretty horrendous. I'm going to go up there and then come back on the further over here, further that way, sort of up and back with a Quest. Got it running in, still in 60, still sparky, especially for 60 sensitivity, and see if we find anything else. Don't settle down. I'll re-ground balance, I'll coil balance, or whatever they call it on the Quest, which I've done multiple times already. But yeah, if by the time we get back towards the car it's not settled down, then I'm afraid I'll be getting a verse route, because nobody wants a hunt where, quite frankly, you're not confident that the noises are actually anything other than the instability of the machine. See how we go? Right. Here, still a bit sparky, running at 60, but there is a signal here, 53, 54. So this is, I would argue, that's pretty stable, showing in the, I guess, the non-trash and non-ferrous range. So we're going to see what that one is. See if we can do all of this live. That could easily be trash. Feels like a reasonably big signal, sort of there. Right. See if we can do that live. Typically in one of the frostier bits of the field. Get down an inch, pull it out. Hopefully under here. See what I mean about the frost? It's taken out 2 inches of frosty bit. Alright, let's see where that is. It's in the hole, so a couple of inches down at least, I would have said. pinpointer on it. Still using the acupoint, which is excellent. Finish down here somewhere. In there. Is that it? Looks like it, doesn't it? Thin piece of lead. Nope, too flexible for lead. Copper stuff maybe, but a find, I guess. Okay, so next signal is down here. 43, 44-ish. Not showing in the trash stroke iron band. Let's see what this is. Should also say that since the coin that came out, I've had shotgun end, 3 or 4 bits of foil as well. I didn't feel more because it's far too cold. It looks like, yep, the next thing is this little thing here, which looks like a piece of lead. Yep, a piece of lead. Decent signal, what, 3 inches down? So no depth. I haven't had anything of depth today, but that may be because I'm running at 60 sensitivity, or having to run at 60 sensitivity. And even then, it's too sparky for comfort. I'm persevering because I don't really want to go below 60. But yeah, heading back to the car now. I'm going to swap detectors for the afternoon and warm up because it's Arctic conditions today. Right, back more or less at the car, under more or less the telegraph lines where I started from. I've been up and down that field twice, found a few things, but in essence spent a lot of time checking signals that weren't really there because they were the instability of the machine giving false signals. I'm assuming because of EMI, but it might be something else because you can see right at the top of the field there are some wind turbines, but it didn't seem to get any worse when I got near them because I'm not that near them in the field. And at the top end of the field, there's no telegraph lines, there's no power lines that I'm aware of. The entire field can't have underground EMI either. That would be impossible. And as I said before, the Versa was fine in this field, and I'm going to get it out this afternoon and do the Versa. I've come back to the cap not just because of the issues with the Quest this morning, but also because it's freezing. I need some food and a warm up and the car heater on, and maybe give it an hour with the Versa this afternoon. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that the latest software update doesn't appear to have done anything really with the stability of the Quest. I'm running in field, untouched, hyperQ, and I've had to go down to about 60 on the sensitivity. That feels far too low, as I said. No confidence I'm going to hit anything at depth with a 60% sensitivity, and even then it's still sparky. I'm still having to go over signals. The false signals when they do spark are in the high end, so it makes you think that maybe there's a good signal there, and there isn't. So yeah, when it's on a signal that's actually there, it feels reasonably stable. The ID seems reasonably stable. Kind of confident that what is under the coil is under the coil, if you know what I mean. The iron ID still getting used to, but seems okay. I've not dug any iron today. Been using the scale to look for the ones on the other side. I'm not going to blame the Quest for the fact that I found some foil, shotgun cap, etc. Did find a coin and other bits and bats, but that, I don't think any of those signals I wouldn't have necessarily did with another machine. But the issue is you're spending so much time going back over things because the Quest is sort of sparking and falsing. Like I said, it's not falsing on stubble. That's not the issue. I don't know if it's a coil issue or it's a machine issue now. I'm hoping, well, I'm going to contact Quest and ask them because, quite frankly, at the minute, I'm happy to keep trying this if they keep updating it and keep, trying to fix the issues with it. But outside of that, it's just not a machine that I can get on with. And at that level, like I said, if you're not confident in the machine, you just start worrying all the time that you are missing stuff on a field. And, this particular permission, 1,800 acres, lots of medieval in the area. The Versa's had, what, 3 hammers off the permission, not this field, admittedly, but, I'm wandering around the permission on this field thinking, am I missing things? The area I've just covered, have I missed things with the Quest? That's never a good thing. I've given up and got rid of other machines that I've had that sort of feeling with, because a lot of it comes down to confidence in your machine. If you're not confident in the machine, then you've got issues. Yeah, so I'm going to put the Quest away for this morning, have a chill, or rather have a warm up, the opposite of a chill, in the car, have some food, come back out with the Versa. Thanks for watching this particular bit. Sorry that it wasn't more positive on the Quest. I honestly want the Quest to be a good machine. I think there are loads of good design features. I think there's loads of good settings features if the stability could be fixed.